Britney Spears, the pop phenomenon whose hits like Baby One More Time and Toxic defined an era, has endured a life under relentless scrutiny. From her meteoric rise as a teen idol to the harrowing conservatorship battle that gripped headlines for 13 years, Britney's story is one of triumph, tragedy, and unyielding spirit. Now, in a revelation that has sent shockwaves through her fanbase, her ex-husband Kevin Federline levels a grave accusation in his upcoming memoir You Thought You Knew, that Britney used cocaine at his 2006 album release party while still breastfeeding their infant sons, Sean Preston and Jayden James. This claim, detailed in an excerpt obtained by media outlets, paints a raw, unflinching portrait of a marriage unraveling amid addiction and parenthood pressures, reopening wounds from a turbulent chapter in Britney's life. The incident, as Federline recounts, unfolded at the launch event for his debut album Playing with Fire, a bold pivot from backup dancer to recording artist. At 28, Britney was at the peak of her fame, navigating postpartum challenges after welcoming Sean Preston in September 2005 and Jayden in September 2006. She had publicly committed to prioritizing motherhood, often sharing glimpses of domestic bliss amid her whirlwind schedule. Federline, then 28 himself, was thrilled when Britney decided to attend the party, accompanied by her father Jamie Spears. "I was happy Jamie had decided to come support me," Federline writes, capturing a moment of fragile unity in their young family. But the evening took a dark turn. Upon entering the dressing room, Federline claims he was confronted with a scene of surreal disarray. Britney and an unnamed young starlet friend, described as an actress on the cusp of breakout fame, snorting lines of cocaine off a table. Both women, he alleges, donned outrageous wigs, Britney's an electric blue confection that clashed with the gravity of the act. It was surreal. They didn't even try to hide it, Federline recalls, his words dripping with a mix of horror and resignation. Present in the room were Britney's brother Brian and her agent Jason Trawick, adding layers of familial complicity to the tableau. At the time, Sean Preston was a mere 1-year-old and newborn Jayden just a month, both fully dependent on breastfeeding for nutrition and bonding. Federline's account escalates when he confronts Britney, pleading, "Please don't go home and breastfeed the kids like this. Call your mom or someone. We need to get formula. You can't do this." His words echo the medical consensus. The National Library of Medicine advises a 24-hour abstinence period for occasional cocaine use during breastfeeding due to risks of transmission through milk, potentially causing infant agitation, seizures, or long-term developmental issues. Britney's alleged response, a drink hurled in Federline's face, marked the proverbial final straw, he asserts, shattering their 2-year marriage in an instant of raw emotion. The fallout was swift and seismic. Days later, Federline's lawyer dispatched a legal letter demanding Britney cease breastfeeding, citing safety concerns. In retaliation, or perhaps catharsis, Britney filed for divorce in November 2006, just weeks after the party. "It all happened so fast," Federline laments in the book, "I couldn't even catch my breath." The dissolution, finalized in July 2007, thrust them into a protracted custody battle, with Britney surrendering primary rights amid her own battles with mental health and media frenzy. The 2007 head-shaving incident and umbrella-wielding paparazzi chase became infamous symbols of her unraveling, exacerbated by the alleged drug use Federline now spotlights. Contextualizing this claim requires revisiting Britney's early 2000s pressures. Post-In the Zone era, she was a global icon, but the toll of constant performance, tabloid hounding, and new motherhood was immense. Cocaine allegations weren't new, rumors swirled during her Vegas residency and conservatorship, but Federline's specificity adds visceral weight. He doesn't name the starlet, but descriptions evoke contemporaries like Lindsay Lohan or Paris Hilton, both entangled in party scene lore. Britney's family dynamics, with Jamie's enabling presence, foreshadow the conservatorship imposed in 2008, where she was stripped of autonomy until its termination in 2021. Federline's memoir, set for release on October 21, frames this as part of a broader narrative of love lost to chaos. Once a couple smitten since meeting on Oops, I Did It Again tour in 1999, marrying in 2004 after a Studio 54 elopement, they shared dreams of normalcy. Yet, fame's glare eroded that. Post-divorce, Federline gained full custody in 2008, raising the boys in Hawaii with his second wife Victoria Prince, while Britney fought for visitation. Reconciliation efforts, like joint family trips, offered glimmers of hope, but tensions simmered, especially over child support, which ended recently, prompting Britney's rep to decry the book's timing as profiting off her. Britney's response has been fiery and forthright. Via X, formerly Twitter, she lambasted the constant gaslighting from Federline as extremely hurtful and exhausting, labeling the tome white lies. Her spokesperson echoed this, noting the irony of dredging up past amid financial shifts. Fans, the devoted Britney army, rallied online, trending hashtag Free Britney echoes and questioning Federline's motives after years of relative silence. Supporters highlight his 2018 documentary profiting from her conservatorship woes, painting him as opportunistic. Yet, Federline's account humanizes the messiness of addiction in young parenthood. Cocaine, a stimulant ravaging Hollywood's underbelly, claims countless stars, River Phoenix, Chris Farley, leaving families fractured. For Britney, it intersects with bipolar disorder diagnoses and postpartum struggles, later addressed through therapy post-conservatorship. Her 2023 memoir The Woman in Me offers her side, vulnerability amid exploitation, reclaiming narrative from enablers like Federline. Today at 43, Britney thrives in quiet rebellion, engaged to Sam Asghari, divorced 2024, dancing on Instagram and advocating mental health. The boys, now 20 and 19, have spoken sparingly. Jayden's 2022 reconciliation video signaled healing. Federline's claim, while explosive, underscores Britney's arc. From victim to victor, her resilience a beacon for survivors. In sum, this allegation reopens old scars but affirms Britney's unbowed spirit. As You Thought You Knew drops, it invites reflection on fame's cost, urging compassion over condemnation for a woman who's danced through fire.